Where I am now, better than before, through those open doors. Where I am now, where I am now, I'm in a special place, a tender warm embrace. Where I am now. It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, Where I Am Now. And if you'd like to see us live at WMVA 88.9 FM studio or WGPL 1350 studio, all you have to do is go to Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda of the Hinton's Facebook page, and guess what? You can see us live right here in the studio. And if you want to hear us all over the world, all you have to do is go to 1350am.com, go to church webcast, and do the same with 1400 AM. Click and listen live. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, and a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. E. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Would you, could you, will you be my neighbor?
Let's welcome our neighbors. Let's welcome WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
Peace 1400 AM, Peace 95.3 FM, WMVA 88.9, and all WMVA. 95.3, WPCE 1400, WGPL 1350, WMVA 88.9.
Facebook Live is on and popping. Let's also welcome Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And we promise we'll shout you out.
You promise?
Promise. We got all kind of platforms, as I just stated. Go to those platforms. Please subscribe. But don't forget to go to YouTube at Crystal Records 1, CRISTO Records 1, or at FYI Radio Show host Yolanda Hinton. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And on this beautiful day, we'll shout you out.
What a beautiful day. You made mention of it. And how is it supposed to get up to what, 67, 70?
60, almost 70 degrees here today in the Hampton Roads area. We're so glad to see that, Mr. E. We were in the cold zone even before winter hit. So you know we're glad.
Old folks say that pneumonia weather. That's pneumonia weather.
Pneumonia, the flu have come through here. I mean, it has come through with a vengeance, and people are still trying to recover. The hospitals are full. Gave me a flashback of 2022. Was it COVID time? It was. It's not as bad as it was, but I tell you what, these folk are suffering with this thing called the flu.
That's right, and it's not taken in the hostages, and you said it right. The hospital emergency wards are full.
Yes.
F-U-double-L. They are full, so if you got to go over there, make sure you take a number before you go in there. So when they call your number, they said they had them lined it all up around.
Yes.
You know, when you talk about this flu that we got going on, they said take the flu shot. Go ahead and get the needle. You know that'll prevent you from going into the hospital. Yeah, okay, right.
And I tell you what, it is something you don't want it. You don't want COVID, but you sure don't want that flu either. That thing is a mess.
COVID don't play, and the flu don't neither.
Absolutely, but
they got this new flu, this new thing that's out.
I can tell you, yes.
You know, they got this new flu. Let me tell you, it's causing you to feel just like you have vertigo. You know that your balance is completely off. You be like a staggering male or female, drunk, walking into walls and things of that nature. And it just like get into your ear, and cause infections in your ear, and it causes you to be completely off
Well,
balance.
that's one type of flu symptom, but there are others which you can't even get out the bed for a few days. Or, I mean, so many people have different symptoms. The aches, of course, the head cold, all that inflammation and stuff like that. It is a terrible animal, and I tell you what. Just be careful when we warm up, and then it's going to break back down. That's when your system is open to a lot of things, and if it's weak, if your system is weak, something's going to jump.
That's right. You got to take some vitamins. You got to do a whole lot of things to keep that system, that immune system up. You got to do it, or else you're going to be flat on your back.
Tell the truth. Well, Mr. E, this is what? Hump Day. It's Wednesday, the middle of the week, and we're enjoying it already. But I tell you what, Mr. E, not only is it Hump Day, but this is a day we have the current job list.
Get a job.
Ooh, how
Get
many
a
folks need a
Yeah,
job?
that's right. How many people out there need a job? And don't forget that jobs are available. Also, want to let those who have said they've been incarcerated. I want to let you know there's programs all around the town. That's right, programs
Yes.
all around the town that set out for you to get a job. If you need a job, make sure you go down to Federal Express, United Postal Service, Amazon got jobs opening down there. Harry Teeter's, Lowe's, Home Depot, Harry Teeter's, and
All of them.
all those jobs. What's that? Targets and all those jobs. Walmart got them because they said that the computers, the robots, are acting crazy now. So if you need a job, go down to Walmart. They still need physical human bodies, and they're hiring like crazy.
I tell you what, they got robots coming too, Mr. E. They were highlighting that on TV on yesterday. You all just look. If you haven't seen iRobot, go see it. I tell you that that's our future.
You have been replaced.
Anyway, Mr. E, we have the current job list. Are
That's
you
right.
ready?
We got the current job listing. Suffolk Foundation is looking for a community outreach manager. The Virginia Arts Festival is looking for an associate director of development.
Absolutely. Catholic Charities, they need a financial and housing counselor. Then we have the Contemporary American Theater Festival at Shepherd University. They're looking for a marketing and development assistant.
Bay Agent is looking for a FICO assistant, a board and development specialist, a weatherization program director, a facility management maintenance technician.
Yeah, you have the Curtis Group. They need an associate consultant. And Tidewater Arts Outreach need a program director.
Associate of fundraising professionals is looking for development director in the Lynn Haven River now, a major gift officer at the Virginia Symphony Orchestra, a senior director of advancement at the Virginia Zoo, development director of Egerton, executive director of the Preservation Virginia Jamestown Rediscover, a pathological, that I said that right,
Philanthropy specialist.
PHIL, philanthropy specialist at the Girl Scouts of the, and I'm saying all them Girl Scouts of the Colonial Coast,
yes.
and also development operations specialist at the Norfolk Botanical Garden.
All right, we have Wetlands Watch, resilient staff needed. And then you have a full time position at the Suffolk Public Library for a library associate.
The Virginia Neptune Festival looking for an operational manager and an office manager.
Mhm. We have the Christian Broadcasting Network, CBN, remote first shift contact center representative needed, remote second shift contact center representative, remote first shift bilingual contact center representative needed. You have
The Up Center.
the Up Center.
Yeah, the Up Center is sponsoring home development disability case manager. That's what they're looking for. And the Hampton Road, Drive Safe Hampton Roads, is looking for occupants Protection Administrator Coordinator.
Here we go with Girl Scouts of the Colonial Coast again. They need a Chesapeake membership director, and the Catholic Charities need an administrative assistant.
Suffolk Foundation is looking for a community outreach manager, and the Norfolk Public Library is looking for a school outreach contractor or worker at the Norfolk Public Library, and they're also looking for an outreach ambassador.
All right, Egosan Services, an accountant needed. Beacon House unit coordinator needed as well.
That's right. And if
And
you
an employment specialist.
That's right. If you need a job, here's all the jobs. And don't forget for kids, they're looking for a housing stabilization specialist, an intake specialist, an education coordinator, and a temporary shelter assistant.
Yes, now these jobs are already listed on our
Get a
pages.
job.
Go get those jobs, share those jobs, and don't forget to subscribe. You know, we keep it coming. These jobs are out here, and they're great jobs, Miss Lee. The salaries are absolutely fabulous.
You know, the thing about these jobs, Miss Hinton, they are great jobs, but we tell these folks day in and day out about these great jobs and look like they still say they can't get a job. Do y'all really, that's the question that we should be asking. Do you really want a job?
One thing you have to do is keep trying. You got to keep trying until you get what you want, or educate yourself so you can have the job that you want. You have to qualify for some of these jobs. It's not just a matter of going in and saying, okay, train me. It's like, no, do you have the qualification? Are you able to fit what we are looking for in an employee?
And don't go to the job telling what you gonna do.
Well, you can't do that,
What
especially
you
if you haven't
gonna
got a job yet.
You know, some folks are going to the job and telling the employees that because they've been there a couple of weeks, couple of months, and they need them and they right there to show up, they tell them that you working me too hard. You are working me too hard, and you show me that you do not appreciate me working. They
Well,
do.
I feel
That's why
sorry
you get
for that.
paid.
I feel sorry for that attitude. You can't go on these folks' jobs. Yeah, let me share something with you all. When you're going to find a job, you're absolutely disposable. That means they can hire you and they can fire you when they feel like they don't want you no more. How about that? So you can't go in there with an attitude thinking that you're privileged or something. You got to go in there humble and say, I need a job, I need work, hire me, I'm going to do the best I can. And so, Miss Lee, look, that's a good attitude to have, especially as we segue to our topic, which is our FYI Radio's Wednesday segment, What's Under That Hat? Issues concerning men. And our topic, men, make your 2026 resolution and stick to it.
That's right. Make your New Year's resolution. You know, a lot of people don't stick to no New Year's resolution.
Well, that's fine. Why not, Mr. E? Do you? First of all, let's ask you.
No,
Do you make resolution?
no.
And why
No.
not?
Well, because the thing about it is, I'm the type of person. If I'll forget. I'll forget what I put
Really?
in place. Yeah, I'll forget what I put in place, and then I'll find myself. Just like I said, I'm gonna get rid of my Dunlap. There's a lot of food that has been coming across my plate, and I had to say, no, I'm not gonna mess with it. I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do that. Just a reminder, and then you slip.
Well, that's the thing about it. How important is your resolution? How important is it for change? How important is it to reset? To me, I take it serious. First of all, I'm not going to just go along with the cliche and, oh, yeah, it's just something to do. It's something that's serious, Mr. E. You're talking about making changes that's going to change your life and make it better.
That's right, and that's one of the greatest things in the world. When you make change, it's going to help you to look good, to feel better, and you're healthy, and the whole 9 yards. You got to continue to maintain it,
Yes.
and it's going to provide great health for you, and you can't forget it. You can't forget. I said to myself, I'm going to put away candy. I did that. I put away the candy and Then all of a sudden we had movie night, but I didn't do it. We had movie night, and you could have seen the popcorn and the Reese cups and all that
all the
stuff coming
goodies.
in there. I said, no, I got to fight it. I
But
got to
it
fight it.
says, Miss Lee, to have a healthy new year, men should focus on small, consistent changes in exercising, nutrition, sleep, and mental well being, stress management, self care, connection, and setting realistic goals and prioritizing regular checkups with the doctor for overall success rather than overwhelming themselves.
You
There are
know,
some basic things that should be done when we're talking about New Year's, a new reset.
well, when you started saying those things, and the physical health of them is exercise,
Hmm.
combined strength training for your major muscle groups with aerobics, aim to for consistency over intensity. Initially, 10 minutes 3 times a week, then build.
Yeah, physical health, of course, we always put that on the list. Men, are you seeing that through? Mr. E, look at 2025, and did you see your 2025 exercise routine play out
Well,
throughout the year?
I saw it
You
play out.
saw it,
I
but you didn't
saw it. I
you
did
didn't
have a
see
little
it.
hand in it to make sure
What's
it
a
would
little
work. A
hand?
little hand. I was consistent about doing my belt size went down, my pant size went down. I didn't have a Dunlap.
Okay, and what things were you doing in order to accomplish that goal?
I was changing. I changed my eating habits. I
Hmm.
changed all of that. Instead of me eating late at night and eating the wrong food, going to sleep on food that I know that I'm not going to be able to get rid of, burn off. So I was eating food that caused me to lay down at night and go
Really?
to sleep. That's what's before.
Uh-huh. And
And then
so
I changed and I cut my eating time off at a certain time.
So, what are you going to do different as far as exercise and nutrition 2026?
Low impact exercise for me. Walk a little bit, get on the treadmill a little bit, and stop stressing.
Let's go to the next thing, which is sleep. How much sleep do you get? How much sleep do men get during the evening, the night? Are you all sleeping well?
Well, we take power naps. I'm gonna make it dignified. We
Okay.
take power naps. Every now and then a man would fall asleep looking at the TV. He would
Oh,
fall.
Lord, have mercy. That should be on the list. Turn the TV on, please.
We take what they call power nap. We'll sit there, look at the news or look at TV, then all of a sudden we'll doze off and then can't go back to sleep. But here's what the nutritionist said. Here's what the sleep doctor said. Aim for 7 and 9 hours of sleep
Hmm.
by creating a routine, limit screen time before bed, keep the room cool, and get a good morning light.
People don't feel as though sleep is important.
It
Some
is. It
people are like,
is.
well, I go on 2 and 3. You all have a president that get little or no sleep, and you can tell that this is what's happening. It's hard on the body. The body has to rest, heal, and it has to really just get itself back. First of all, rest.
That's
Rest the
right.
machine. This
That's
is a
right.
machine. And rest that machine so you can get up popping, get up feeling good, and feel physically uh, good in the morning.
I want to say good morning to Miss Sheila Robbins. Thank you so much for tuning in and a host of others. You're listening to FYI Radio Show, What's Under the Hat, Issues Concerning Men, with our host, Miss Yolanda Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. The one I like is hydration.
Hmm.
Drink plenty of
Oh my
water
goodness,
throughout the
that
day.
is key.
Drink plenty of water. I done started this new kick starting January 1. I drink plenty and plenty of water. I even drink water with my meal. I don't need a Coke or anything to go down with it. I drink water, 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 water. And one of the greatest places to go to get that good water is from Chick-fil-A. I'm
All
giving
right.
Chick-fil-A
Yes,
a
indeed.
plug. They got a big old cup. They got a big old cup, and it's free, and they put plenty of ice in there, and you fill it full of water, and my God, that's the best tasting water. It's a 32-ounce cup, too.
Well, I tell you what, water is definitely key. You can make a resolution to get rid of some of these unneeded calories, sugar, this stuff that we're consuming that we don't need. These sodas and things like that. I'm not saying you can't have a tea or a juice or something like that, but they were asking a person how much they consume soda. They said 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sodas a day,
Well, also, Miss Hinton,
and their health is real bad too.
also the doctors are telling you to stay away from caffeine. When you looking at them soda pops, when you looking at soda, they full of caffeine. Stay
Mhm.
away from all that caffeine because it activates a chemical unbalance in your body. It
Absolutely.
messes with the meds that you're taking for this and for that. It makes your body get out of whack. So run
Absolutely.
away from caffeine. Run away
Yes.
from it.
A lot of these things cause stress. A lot of things that we consume or eat causes the body to not act right because it's not doing the body right. And so, for that reason, there's so many things that we can put aside. We can put healthier things, whole foods, lean protein, fruits, veggies. Just reduce sugar, processed food, excessive alcohol, that weed, all that stuff you all are consuming that's not good for the body, or it just makes the body work a little different than it should. We need to really take the time to make the body, the physical health, number one, along with mental and emotional well-being, honey. Some of y'all are on the TikTok, and I ain't talking about the TikTok app. Some of y'all are barely making it. You're functioning with mental illness. You're not carrying yourself well on the inside part. You're spazzing out, and maybe nobody knows it until it's extreme, but it's there. And so we need to make sure we practice, stress management, practice gratitude, manage our stress, get away from stuff that's causing excessive stress, and just make sure you're taking care of yourself, relaxing, and doing activities that will make things right. Miss D, I was going to ask you all now. We're talking to the men, and a lot of men, not a lot of men, but most men that are in the ministry, most men are in the ministry are either full time, part time, but they have a lot of responsibility. How do you all reset? And to me, it's a good idea for pastors to reset in the beginning of the year. You can't keep giving and pushing and helping and prodding people up and bringing them out of hell and loading bar. You can't do that day after day, week after week, seeing to the needs of others. And you sit back and you don't think you need to reset. Mr. E, as a pastor, how do you reset yourself for a year coming up where you got to deal with so many
When you're
things?
dealing with that mental and emotional well-being, and when I know that you're coming up, there's one thing on the mental and emotional that comes to my mind: self-care. If
Mm-hmm.
you don't care about yourself,
Mm-hmm.
if you don't have nowhere else to deposit those folks' problems, you got to think about your care. You got to think
Mm-hmm.
about yourself. You got to schedule time for relaxation.
Yes.
When you know you have been overwhelmed, I was going through some things with that vertigo,
Mm-hmm.
and the doctor said to me, he said, go into the room, turn the lights off.
Yes.
Don't make
Yes.
no
Absolutely.
sound. Just go in there and shut it down. So this is
Mm.
what I'm saying to all the men who work in pastors and things. That they find time to shut it down.
Ooh, that's a good word.
Find time to get away. Get away. Go do something that you like. Put the sign on the door. I'll be back. The store manager, I'll be back in 30 minutes, be back in 40 minutes. And you don't have to leave nowhere to go nowhere. Just shut it down.
Shut it down. Don't think that you're not disposable. Look, if you're sick and overwhelmed, you're not going to be able to care for the flock or care for the business of the church. You're going to have to take care of yourself. You need to go to the doctor yearly. You need to go and get your mental health. Some of y'all need counseling. Some of you pastors need counseling yourself, and nothing wrong with that. It's to make sure that you're taking care of yourself and making sure you're giving yourself what you need as you give to others.
That's right. And that's what it's all about. You got to learn how this thing called SMART, SMART.
Mm-hmm.
Set some smart goals.
Yes.
Be specific. Be careful of what you hope to accomplish. For
Yes.
example, I want to be able to run a 5K. But
Mm-hmm.
in order for me to be able to run a 5K, I got to go into training and get rid of some stuff, like them children, them parishioners,
You got
and
to have a plan.
you got to clear your thoughts so you can concentrate on making that goal.
Yeah, you've got to take care of yourself. Create your workout plan. Go to the doctor. Realize that you need to stop sometimes. You need to, if you got these jobs that are really a lot of stress, uh, dealing with the people, you've got to sometimes stop and say, what do I need? What am I doing to myself? Am I seeing to it that I get the care that I need? Am I doing the right thing for my body, for my mental health? Some of you all check on your mental health. You ain't all there. You may be functioning and being able to go to work and stuff like that, but mentally you are checking out daily by not looking at the time when you should reorganize, get yourself together, and see what it has to do in order to survive and have a good year.
And one of the things you got to remember for those who are listening, brothers that are listening, that job gonna be there. Listen to me
Ooh.
well. That job, that building gonna be there, whether you there or not. But you want to be able to enjoy. You want to be able to have fun. You want to be able to have new innovative ideas. So we got to take some time out for yourself. Do
Absolutely.
something that you would love to do. Go fishing. Go down to the river. Go down and do things. Drive in your car. Buy you a new car. Do something
Mm,
that you would love to do so that you can enjoy. Just get away.
absolutely.
Don't worry about what the grandchildren gonna do and how they gonna make it. Let that responsibility be on
Absolutely.
somebody else besides for you.
Well, we have some smart goals. You can be specific. Goals, philosophy can help you think about goals in a new way. Smart goals should be specific, be clear about what you hope to accomplish. Let it be measurable. Make sure your goal has a measurable element that you can track. Instead of work out more, try to go 3 week walks. Do something that you can measure. Something, if you haven't been working out for 100 years, don't just sit up there and try to do it all. You got to do step by step. Make sure they're attainable. Set goals that you can reasonably achieve. Make them relevant. Ensure your goals may matter to you. Your resolutions are, there to let you see yourself and examine yourself and to change things. Time bound, set deadlines to keep yourself on track. Telling friends and family about your goal is another good way to stay
That
accountable.
that's right. That's some New Year resolution or tips for you. And don't forget, set your boundaries, set your
Oh,
goals,
that's a
and
good
and
thing.
don't forget to take time out
Take time out for yourself.
for
Self-care
yourself.
is key, men. You can't go on zero. You can't go on, needing mental health counseling and things like that and think you're going to keep going on and on and on without a breakdown or problems. You've got to take care of yourself. So in 2026, men, make sure you're doing just that. Evaluate those relationships that you have, partnerships that you have, business that you're doing. If you're a pastor, look at what you can delegate to others and make sure you're free to care for yourselves. Men, you have so much. responsibility, but you've got to do it whole and healthy, or else you're not going to make it.
That's right. And you got to make yourself relax. You got to force yourself. You got to take the time out so that you can bounce back strong. Again, I say this, that those buildings that you're maintaining gonna be there. That job gonna be there. If the job don't think enough of you, you gotta think enough of yourself. I got a slogan for 2026 is the things that I cannot change, I ain't gonna worry about it. I put them in the hand of the Lord. But the things I can change, which starts with me, I'm going to change.
Which is absolutely fabulous. Look, we want to encourage you, men. You all are moving toward, greater things. Make sure you do it healthy, wise, and whole, and make sure you bless the Lord, because He's the one that's going to keep us regardless of anything we do.
That's right. That's right. It's about that time. Miss Hinton, anything else you want to say?
Just want to say Happy New Year again. You all be blessed. Look, we're going to see you back here on Fun Friday. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.
For the past 30 minutes, you've been listening to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, Lady Hinton. I'm Everette, the co-host. Don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9:30 to 10 right here on all your social media platforms and on all your most talked about radio stations on the Christian Broadcasting Network. And for more information, give us a call at 757-714-7861, or you can email us at FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com. I'm finding out that I'm taking the resolution or reset, or maybe we need to change the name of it. But that being very, very mindful of our steps and what we're going to do and how we're going to do it, having a plan. And changing, I know as you was talking about changing even small things, the littlest things that can make our lives better. And so I encourage you all guys out there to please self-evaluate. Please make some changes. Please, even though it's a cliche of a New Year's resolution, it's a serious matter that we look at our lives and we begin to check off the things that we are going to do, things that we can do better, things that we don't need, and we can live a more carefree, abundant life. And don't forget, you got to take some time out for yourself. You only have one. They can't work. See what happens to a maggot dies. So that, look, you're not a maggot. You're somebody special. So sometimes you got to take that time off. I made it my business in 2026. You go looking for me, you can't find me. I'm taking the time out. I'm taking time out because I want to live and not die.
Absolutely.
I want to declare the works of the Lord. That's my declaration.
Well, I tell you what, we want to thank all you that have joined us. We got plenty of folk over here on Instagram. Puya, I think that's underscore. That's a long tag. But anyway, you all that are on Instagram, we want to say thank you. TikTok, wow, good to see you all. Happy New Year. Facebook Live, thank you all for joining us. Upcoming shows, we're going to have Around Town. We're going to have Hot Topics. Of course, we have our upcoming shows After Dark with cryptocurrency and some other subjects that we're going to really get into. Of course, we have Black History Month coming up, Valentine's Day coming up. So many things that are going to be happening in the beginning of this new year, and we're going to be sharing with you. So look, you all be blessed. Mr. E's going to tell you how to be a special guest, sponsor, intern with FYI Radio Show.
If you'd like to be a special guest sponsor or intern of the most talked about radio show, all you have to do is give us a call at 757-714-7861, or you can email us at FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com. Don't forget to have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day.
Absolutely. Be blessed. See you. Look, if you're in the Hampton Roads area, enjoy this beautiful, beautiful day.